Hi, I'm Zara.
And I'm Faith.
And we would like you to
sit down with us
every Wednesday. Yay!
So today's episode is our 10th episode.
Woo! Guys, we've made it. Blood, sweat and tears. But we're here.
A lot of drives. I now no longer need my sat nav to get to Zara's house where we film this.
I think that in itself is cause for celebration.
And there's many a times where I'm like, should I just sleep here? Like,
you are becoming part of this house.
Yeah, this house is now mine.
The day when I don't see Faith, I'm like, what's happening? Like the day is not complete.
I think we went like 1 or 2 weeks not seeing each other, and I was like, babe, who are you? Like, I don't.
Do you know what? It was funny because when we first started planning this, like months and months and months ago, like back in the last year, we were like, yeah, we'll do fortnightly. We'll see each other fortnight.
I'm on my 3rd day this week.
I don't think we've ever done fortnightly.
No, no.
We've not.
Mm-mm.
Since the day you came to ours, we've not.
No.
I think the only time we were separate is when I went on holiday a few months ago.
Yeah, that's been it. But in our 10th episode today, we are going to be answering some of your questions.
Yeah.
We've had DMs, we've had messages, we've had a phone call actually I had with someone.
Ooh.
Just like family-wise.
Love that.
Want to know more, just came up in conversation.
Love that. To be fair, I am going to give a shout out to Imi MUA, because she actually inspired this idea, because she asked some questions on to our DMs. She asked some questions and we were like, hang on a minute.
That's a really good point.
Yeah. And we've had the odd questions like story replies and things like that on our podcast page. So we thought, let's just dedicate an episode for our 10th episode special. Let's get into it.
Oh, right. Should we do, because Imi did inspire today, why don't we start with Imi's questions? Have you got the DM? Because I do not.
I do.
Here we go.
It's a hefty one, guys.
Long.
It is a hefty one. But I'm going to kind of like summarize what she said.
Mm-hmm.
So it's regarding like the industry and like the, what's it called? The job industry.
Yeah, like the process of getting a job.
Yeah.
Basically.
And her dilemma is the fact that why is in a questionnaire when you apply for a job, they ask for your disability and then kind of offer you the interview. Why is it not based on your experience and your ability to do the job?
Mm-hmm.
And then once they've kind of narrowed down who they want, is then, okay, let's find out who's got certain needs, yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it not the other way around?
It's true, because at the end of the day, why does it matter?
And
because you're still qualified enough to do that job more than the next person.
It's so interesting because before she'd said that, before I'd read that DM, and I was like, I had never thought about that.
Neither.
But it's so true. It's one of those where it's like, you can tell those kind of questions and the processes have been made by people with no understanding of a difference / disability. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. It's like, yeah, you don't know. You've not run this by someone with a disability or a difference. Like you've just,
it's almost like that's what makes it feel like a tick box.
Yes.
And like a company quota.
Yeah.
When you're having to disclose personal things about yourself before you even meet them.
Yeah.
And it's about you, but at the end of the day, you're applying for a job. You're not applying to be the upfront marketer of the job.
Exactly.
You're applying for a job that someone else can do, yes, but it should be against that and not your physical, mental.
No. Fair enough. Like me personally, wheelchair user, probably can't do like an Amazon warehouse worker, obviously. I mean, I say obviously. Mm-hmm. There might be some of the bits I can do, but like that I get. But at the same time, I know not to apply for a job like that because I've read the description. So it's not as if they can even justify it by being like, oh, we want to find out because of certain aspects of the job. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that does make sense.
But I'm just like, that was a really good question.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
I've never seen it like that before either. And sometimes I've been on jobs and I've felt that I've only got this job or got this role because of my look.
Oh, 1,000% can relate.
Rather than actually because I can do it.
Yes.
I've almost felt like I'm only there to tick a box.
Definitely.
To be in the background of a camera, to not actually be there for the purpose, just there so it's like more inclusive.
100%.
But they're trying to be inclusive, but they're not at the same time. So there was one particular time I was part of a dance music video a few years back now, and I was excited. It was one of my first gigs after uni, and a music video. Thought it'd be a vibe, and they were actually looking for bald people. Ooh. Their term was skinheads, and I don't like that word because that's a very derogatory term. Like, to describe me, I think that's just a bit gross.
Such a weird term, skinhead.
But that was on the ad, and I was like, okay, you mean bald people, like whatever, people with less hair. Okay, so I applied, and they got back to me straight away because a woman who is bald, I think they were expecting more men, and there were more men there. But yeah, so I applied for it, got the role, and they asked me if I knew anybody else.
Like, there's like a community.
Like, we're all in a group chat.
Literally.
And it's like, okay. And then I got
a group chat. Sorry, that just made me laugh.
And so the first day I couldn't attend because of a different job or some other commitment, but they were fine with that. And they said, come to the second day, which was the filming day. We'll slot you in. It's fine. We get to that day. I'm slotting. It's all good. And then the choreographer that was there basically told me to swap roles with someone. Now, he wasn't very clear. He was very stressed. I think it was probably his first big time role as well. Wanted to make a good impression. Kind of backfired. So I ended up doing the role that I believed he wanted me to do. And he ended up shouting at me in front of the whole team, being like, no, that's not what I asked you to do.
And
I'm like, you're throwing me in the deep end. Like, I do know the routine.
Yeah.
You've just told me to be this position. I'm this position. And so I apologized. I'm like, oh, sorry, like mixed messages, whatever. And then everyone is dead silent. And then they go to rap again. And then like their casting director comes over and she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not okay.
Absolutely not.
So I sit out, and actually the take they used is where I'm not in it. Because everyone was so tense. Everyone did it really well after that. And so they took me to one side, and I was like, I want to go home. I don't care how much you want me here. This is not worth it. Like,
I'm out.
I'm not being shouted at like that when you want me. You literally didn't need to hire me. Like,
and also, there's a way to go about something like that. You don't just, it's not like you're not in primary school. And you don't just like shout in front of everyone.
And can I just say, it wasn't a serious set. It was a fun set, especially the song. Like, I'm not out in it because I really hate, like, watching it back gives me, like, I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate watching it back. But it was a fun set. And, like, we broke for lunch, and he came and spoke to me, the choreographer, and he was like, can we talk? And I was like, no, actually. Like, which is very rude on, like, a set. You'd never normally say no to the choreographer.
I mean, he was rude first.
Like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, the way you spoke to me is disgusting. Like, I didn't need to be here. I couldn't even make the rehearsal. You still wanted me for the day, and then you're going to talk to me like that?
Absolutely
And
not.
I'm like, first job out of uni, I was like, yeah, no.
Not the one.
After that event, I felt so uncomfortable. And I was like, I want to go home.
Yeah, it's just...
And how forceful they were, not forceful, but kind of how, like, pushy they were for me to stay was just a little bit... Normally, in any other situation, they will let you go. Because I was literally like, don't pay me, I don't care, like, you've not even got the good take yet, like, I will just leave, like, I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, it's fine, we spoke to the choreographer, like, everything's fine. And I was like, right, okay, I'll stay. Me now, I would have gone.
Would you?
I would have gone, yeah.
Yeah.
The way I spoke to, I didn't feel welcome. They wanted me there for my bald head, and they just didn't make me feel welcome at the end of the day. It was just not a good vibe.
Not good.
In terms of the production, loved the production.
Okay.
They were very kind. But overall, how I felt, that's how I felt.
Yeah. That's just, not it.
Not it.
And you know what? Being such a young age and dealing with it like that, that's actually so impressive. You should
My dad was shocked, but I was like, no, I'm going to stick up for myself. No one's going to shout at me like that when... Okay, his paycheck may have an extra zero on the end of mine, but...
Honestly, if that was me, I would, like, just cried on the spot.
Yeah, well, I borderline did. I was, like, 21. I was barely 22 yet. And I was like, the heck is going on?
Yeah.
That was definitely a moment where I was like, I'm here for my bald head. I'm here because I'm a bald woman. An anomaly within the bald men in the music video. That's the only reason why I'm here.
That's crazy.
So, and it's very obvious because they like to get a clear shot of me multiple times.
To be honest, there has been times where I've like had jobs where like I knew I was just a tick box. Mainly because, I mean, I found out later because they let me go really quickly. And I was like, it was just a tick box, and then time's gone. You've done the tick box. You can't really untick it, can you? So, and then they let me go. And then there was other times where it didn't even get to hiring me. I remember there was a time where I had a job interview, and in the job interview, if you've got a disability or a difference, you'll know this, but it asks like, do you have a disability? It's like, yes, no, prefer not to say.
And this is kind of where the question comes in again.
Yeah.
The DM that we just spoke about.
It's like,
that's where this,
literally
reality.
Yeah.
Right here.
Real life example. So I was like, do you know what? Because every now and again I used to be like, prefer not to say yes, no, obviously no. Never said no. I'm not stupid. I've never said no. I put yes or prefer not to say. This occasion, prefer not to say. And then early on to the job interview, went there, and then it was like right in the heart of town. No, not anywhere like secluded or anything. It was like literally the heart of town, Manchester town. And then I got there, and then the lift was broken, and there was like a set of stairs. And I'm like, oopsie daisy. So
oopsie daisy. You have a problem.
Literally. At this point, I was like late teens. So like, this was like my first experience into the real world.
Yeah.
I rang this guy, the person who I had contact with, and I was like, I can't get in. He's like, why can't you get in? Just use the stairs. Like, and I'm like, I'm actually in a wheelchair, and I can't, the lift doesn't work. And he was like, he kind of paused on the phone, and like the wheels are turning, the clogs are turning in his head, aren't they? And he was like, well, I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. And then the line went dead.
Did he even come down to meet you?
No.
What?
No.
See, that's giving rude.
No. What? Not one.
Okay.
No, it didn't even suggest moving. They didn't even suggest me coming down to you, saying hello. None of that. End of the call. I went home. Heard nothing from them since. That was, and it was one of those moments. Like, I remember a few episodes back where I was like, growing up, everything was rainbows and roses, and then I got to the real world, and it wasn't rainbows and roses. And that was one of the moments where I was like, where are the rainbows?
Yeah, what's going on?
Like, there was none.
Why is it doom and gloom? What's going on?
What's happening? So yeah, that was one of those episodes. One of those moments. Yeah.
Wow. So moving on, let's get into some more, I guess,
DMs.
Yeah, we both had DMs each.
Yes.
So yeah, let's rattle some of them off.
Who's going first?
Go.
Okay.
I'm not ready for mine.
So someone's actually asked, obviously we're going to keep these anonymous.
Yes.
Because some of these questions are like, oh, really?
Some are quite unhinged. I had one that was a bit unhinged. I was like, okay. Speak your mind, babe.
You pop off. Do you? Do you know what? The do you keeps coming back.
It does.
Do you?
Anyway, go, babe.
So someone's put, can I ask ... Are you able to walk?
Okay.
And do you know what? This also ties in with when people ask me. So whenever I tell people like what I do at the gym, and they're like, oh yeah, upper body, right? I'm like, babes, no. I do like 20 squats. Mm-hmm. I do like 20 reps of 3. Like,
damn.
I do 60 squats in a sesh. Like, these glutes are gluten.
They're gluten.
Glutes are gluten. But no, to answer that in the more simple way, I can walk. I always say it like this. So I can walk. 1, with my leg braces. 2, if I'm like really trying to walk, then with my crutches. But I couldn't like stand up right now and be on my merry way.
Yeah.
I couldn't do that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. And I think the more like technical way to say it, I think in my like medical forms, it's like she can walk for 20 yards. Not a clue how long 20 yards is.
I don't get yards. Like when I'm coming off the motorway, I'm like, sat and I've not a clue. I just look at the lines and I'm like, I'm sure that's 300, 200, 100, then I'm off.
Yeah, so apparently the NHS is going by yards.
Damn. The UK confuses me sometimes. You use way too many metrics.
I think that's one of those questions where like I feel like every person who is non-mobile gets at some point in their life. It's like, can you actually walk? Or it's the assumption that we don't walk at all.
I feel like that's a similar vibe to me getting the cancer question.
Yeah.
Because I get it that often.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's like, can you walk? And it's one of those where like, sometimes they're like, oh, well, if you can walk, then you're not actually really disabled.
No, yeah, but...
You do know we have ambulatory wheelchair users. I mean, I'm not one. I'm literally in my wheelchair like 99.9% of the time, apart from when I'm filming. I'm sat on a sofa, but yeah, you can get people who are like ambulatory and like use it as and when. Nice. And that doesn't mean they're not disabled.
No.
It really does not. I feel strongly about that topic, but what's your question?
Next one. As much as I get the cancer question, do I have cancer? The answer is simply no. This question is, let me get it up. So, random question, but what colour was your natural hair before alopecia?
Ooh, how do you feel about that question?
I don't mind it.
Okay.
Because it's like, it is an interesting one.
Yeah.
I mean, it beats the cancer question, to be quite honest with you.
I mean, yeah.
Anything but that, please.
It's a little more lighthearted than, do you have cancer?
But I don't actually mind it because I then ask them to guess.
Oh, okay.
And only a few people have in like face to face have actually guessed it right. So most people say blonde.
I would have said mousy brown. I think I said mousy brown when we first spoke.
Because I have a blonde wig at the moment. I say it's like strawberry blonde, but it's more like the blonde side of like strawberry streaks. But I was bright red ginger.
I can't picture that.
Yeah. I had frizzy hair, not curly like ringlets, but I had frizzy hair, wavy hair, and really thick. That was my natural hair, but I had dark features, so that's why my eyebrows, my transfers will always be dark, and my lashes, I'll always get dark or brown for my lashes as well. So yes, and no, I don't use mascara because I have no lashes to use mascara with.
You look perfect without.
Thanks.
So, next question. What's something about your disability, and it'll be in your case, your condition? Condition? No. Your difference. I don't know why I call it condition.
People call it I don't know.
Is it? I don't know. That people always assume about you that's actually totally wrong.
Damn. I think people assume that I'm sad. Because I get a lot of like head tilts.
Yeah.
And like, oh, and I'm like, no, not oh. No. It's okay. Like it happened last week.
Thrive in love.
Yeah, it happened last week. An old gentleman went, you're right, love. And I'm like, yeah, grand, mate. Off to a modelling gig. I'm grand. Like,
money. It's rolling in.
I'm all good over here. Like, yeah, but I think people assume that I'm not happy or that I wish I had my hair when I don't.
Yeah. I think very similar to me. Like, people obviously assume that it's like, I am sad because I'm not running. But it's fine. I can't do a marathon. Big deal. But also the other side of it is rude.
Muddy ends.
Muddy ends, guys. The other side of it is people always assume that I'm looking for a cure.
Oh, really?
Or like looking to... So, for example, back in the day, I had a PT and my reasoning for a PT was to gain a six-pack. Not really, but like lose a bit of pounds around my belly at the time. And straight away, when me and her had a chat, she was like, oh, so you like wanting to walk? I'm like, no, love.
No. I quite understand where I am.
Yeah, like I came to terms with that when I got my diagnosis when I was like 2 days old.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I knew that ship was sailed like then. But yeah, and I mean, it's a fair assumption, but also not at the same time.
Yeah, I think it's an assumption that they want the best for you, but in reality, you're already thriving
and
how you are. And
I think part of it, because like most of the time I get it from the older generation, and I think it's coming from the fact that like having a disability is like there's something wrong with you. Obviously, there's something physically not right, hence why I am the way I am. I'm not blind to that. But also, I've adapted my life to it.
Mm-hmm.
We're not in the 1950s or like the 1930s where like disabled people were like behind doors, like shunned. Do you know what I mean? So like I am living in the world, happily thriving. I have my moments, don't get me wrong. Life would 99% of the time would be easier if I could just like grab the thing at the top shelf in Sainsbury's. But you live and you adapt.
Yeah.
And I think, so that's one of the questions that I get that I'm like, not sure about that. Hit me. Next question.
So I had this one from a friend.
Okay.
I think she was just curious, to be quite honest with you, but and I think you could probably answer this as well.
Okay. We'll have a bit of curiosity.
She said, this might be a weird one, but what's the most inappropriate question someone has ever asked you about your condition?
Where do I start? You start.
For me, it's a question that I have the same reply to of, you're not going to find out. So the question is, do I have hair loss everywhere? Use your imagination, peeps. Use your imagination.
It's so interesting.
With what they're wanting me to say.
Yeah.
So my response is, you're not going to find out, so why do you need to know?
It's so interesting because mine's on the same line.
Really?
So
why is it sexual?
It's
sorry,
weird.
But
can I say the word?
Yeah.
Sex.
Well, I just said sexual, so surely.
I guess we're saying sex. Let's talk about sex, babe. We're going to get copyrighted. Let's not do that. Right. I think my question is, let's talk about sex. They say, let's talk about sex. Can you have sex? Is the question that I always get. Well, I say always, more from like creepy DMs or like creepy men and like random boys. But it's like, can you have sex? And it's like, first of all,
buy me a drink.
Yeah, but also, why would I answer that? Like, are you prepositioning me?
Because that's giving like, well, I know what you're here for. Bye.
Exactly. Like,
do you know what I mean?
Are you like saying you want to have sex with me? Because that's not the way to go about it. Like, you need a playbook because the one you're reading off, not the one.
Yeah.
So pretty much the same as you is like, you're not going to find out. So... But if you're just curious, do a bit of Googling. Google search engines are free. I promise you.
Yeah, they're very alive.
Yeah.
You know?
And obviously, like we say, not all disabilities are the same. If, for example, if my answer might be one thing and a disabled person's answer might be a different thing, you shouldn't assume. But at the same time, if you're really that curious that you're having to come to my DMs about it, just Google it.
Yeah.
Google it.
I mean, you can approach it in like I'm really curious. No, even then, I don't think it's right.
Go home.
I'm walking out. Like, that's not okay.
No, I think the way I would...
trying to give him an excuse.
I think the way I would justify it is that if I was in a relationship... Or like if I was getting to know someone and he was curious and we were at the stage where we were like thinking about being sexual, then I would respect him for asking that.
Yeah.
But a random person in my DMs...
Just out of the blue.
Nah. No, like why do you need... No. I can't believe you needed to try to justify that.
Yeah, sorry.
I don't know who you are anymore.
I don't. Coffee's got to me head, clearly.
Right. So... what's something that's labelled accessible, but in reality and in real life, it isn't? So I have a bit of tea to spill, so to speak. I was like, what's that?
Tea.
That's a phone. Wait, how do you do a teapot?
Tea.
Oh. Wait.
Tea.
Nah. Let me just like spill it. No. Okay, can you tell we've had many a coffees?
Many a coffees. Oh.
Right. So first of all, one thing I think the most obvious one is traveling.
That's the first thing that came to my head.
Yeah. And it is inaccessible. And I am going to dedicate an episode with a story time about my traveling, which is going to come in future episodes. But in today's episode, I am going to talk about another thing that's like accessible in theory, but it's not. And you might not think of it, but working environments. Obviously, depending on where you work and what you do. But back in the day, I used to work 9 to 5. Not going to say where, not going to out them, not because of anything specific. It's just kind of like...
It's in the past.
It's in the past. It's happened. No animosity there. Like, it's all good.
Drawn.
Line has been drawn. So to cut a long story short, very short, I had a work event where other clients, let's call them, were also invited, about 50, 60, 70. I was part of the planning of this event, but another person who was technically above me, not my manager, but like above me within our team, was also in charge of to plan and all that jazz. So it was kind of like a conference. So had the conference, all good. And then actually, not totally all good. So I was supposed to deliver a talk. And this person specifically put me in a group, in a section with all bar type high top tables. And I just looked at this person. I'm really trying to hold myself not to use their name or like their like pronouns, because I do not want... I mean, people who know me know the story, but if you don't know me, I don't want you to know the story, the ins and outs of it. Anyway, so this person, I turned around to them and I was like, I don't want to be annoying, which right off the bat, shouldn't have said annoying. No. It's not annoying. Have a backbone, people. I did not. This was a few years ago. Not to be annoying, but I don't think this is going to work.
Mm-hmm.
They just walked off. Mind you, there were external clients / partners within earshot, and some of my other colleagues also within the earshot.
No.
So me being the emotional person that I am, went to the toilets. One of my colleagues beelined with me and was like, nah. So she went and told my manager. Manager sorted it out. Rainbows and roses until the end of the day. This person had planned a lovely, lovely meal with all of our clients and the staff members, and we were all driving. So me and my said colleague got in the same car because we were like, we need to decompress of the whole day. Because the whole day I was like, from what happened at the beginning, I'm just going to ignore this person.
Yeah.
I'm just going to stay out of their way. Clearly they're having some issues.
Bring it up after the event that...
No, I wasn't even going to bring it up. No. I was like, it's happened. All's gone well. I've done my job. Meal time. Woo. And then she put the place in the sat nav and we were on the way. And I was like, knowing this person and what happened today, I bet you this place isn't accessible. Ha ha. So I'm just going to ring them. I ring this place. Again, I'm not going to out where this place was. Ring this place. Very well-known chain restaurant, might I add. Hi, I'm just checking. We have a reservation. Is your place accessible? We have, I believe the words were, it's a 20-step to the restaurant and we can't help you in because it will be a fire hazard. So, no, we're sorry. No, we'll make extra adjustments. No, we'll figure it out when you get here. Just none of straight up no.
Okay. Can I just say that's very odd, even for a restaurant to not
100%.
have an accessibility
100%
entrance. Like, that is odd. I mean, we went out a few weeks ago and I was shocked that you had to go through the staff entrance because I was like, you're not staff, you're guests. Like, this is...
It's funny that you got triggered with that, whereas with me, I'm like, I'm just happy I'm here.
Yeah, no.
Whereas that's not the point.
For me, I was like, we're not food groceries.
Exactly,
Do I look like I've come from Asda? No.
It was like the back, like the alleyway. Like, it was in the trenches.
Yeah, that's when I was like, this is not...
No,
this is not an alternative.
No.
Yeah.
So I was like, and again, I was having an emotional time within that whole day. So my friend just pulled over. She was like, we're not going in there, obviously. So I'm going to come with you, blah, blah, blah. Streams of tears. Obviously did not go there. Anyway, this happened on a Friday. So by the Monday, I was like, I am going in. By the way, on this day, on my way home, because this happened in a different city, on my way home, I was like, one of my colleagues couldn't make it. One of my colleagues / best friends couldn't make it. So I was like voice noting her whilst being in tears. So what's happened. And whenever I'm having like a, like, look how far I've come way day, I listen back to those voice notes.
Wow.
And I still cry.
Oh my gosh.
No, because like I'm thinking it takes me back to what's happened. Anyway, so what annoyed me even more about this situation, immediate team loved them. They were great. Manager was sort of great. But the CEO of this place basically sent me a long email, apologise, all unnecessary things, blah, blah, blah. You have to, don't you?
Yeah.
But then they kind of put the onus of me into what happens to this kid. And I'm calling my kid...
Because it was childlike behaviour.
Yes. You did not miss a beat.
No, I did not.
And I'm calling this person... I know I just said he, but I'm calling this person... Yeah.
So they put the fate of their guest career in your hands?
Yeah, because they were like, so... What now? What do you want? What do you want to happen?
Can I just say that should have been the CEO company's job to discipline him or...
Mind you, at this point in time, I mean, we do now. We did after that. I'm not there anymore, obviously. We didn't have a HR team.
Really?
Which, instant red flag. Don't get a job anywhere without a HR team.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't do it. Anyway, so me being the young 20-something-year-old me, I was like, I do not want... That person was equally like my kind of age. So I was like, I do not want to ruin this person's career. Yeah. I can't have that in my conscience. Also, I had just gone through something so traumatic. Can I just say? Like, I was basically crying every single day for maybe about a month. Like, thinking about this. And... I don't need that.
But I'm sorry, not even the restaurant, but the event in the beginning of the day, that's heartbreaking. To be told, like, you can't sit me somewhere that is accessible, it's appropriate. Like, literally, are you being serious?
It was almost as if, I've got this power to do this and you don't, blah, blah, blah. It was one of those. Anyway, so I obviously said, I don't want anything to happen. Like, I don't want this to escalate. Anyway, and then that person ended up sending me the most ChatGPT-versed email you've ever read in your whole entire life.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, it was great. I mean, I still have the email. Just like sometimes when I'm like having a drink, I laugh at the email. It's all fun and games. But it was not fun and games when it straight away when it happened. But yeah,
wow.
I think one thing to learn about this is, one, if you're like part of a HR team watching this or like part of a company, do not put the onus on the person.
No.
No matter the situation. No matter if it was like a racism allegation, a disability allegation, nothing.
I mean, can I just say this? That doesn't happen when it's... I don't think it happens when it's a sexist allegation.
No.
It doesn't go on the woman or the man in 100%, that situation. It goes on
and it shouldn't.
Does not go on the victim.
No. And what was even more interesting is when I first started with this company, there was no disability awareness course. There was nothing. There was stuff about racism and like, you know, like company policies and GDPR and all that jazz. I love them, but nothing about disability, which I thought, all right, okay. Mm-hmm. It was like my first proper big girl job.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't really know what to expect. This is probably all right. And when this kicked off, I was like, I know what I want. I want a proper disability awareness course or like disability awareness training.
Good.
Because I was like, this ain't happening again.
No.
Not on my watch.
I would say pros for saying that.
Yeah, it was my friend's idea.
Love it.
It was my friend's idea. But anyway, so I said that. But what annoyed me is, one, when that happened, that person had already left. By the time that happened, this person already quit.
They never got the training.
No. Two, when it happened, like whenever there was like a accessibility question, the entire team turned and looked at me. I'm like, guys, I do not have the rule book for all disabilities. Like, calm down. And honestly, at this point, I was like, I'm sick of y'all. I need to leave.
Yeah.
I mean, I only left like 4 years after that, but besides the point. And then the other thing was, that happened. And like I said, I was there like a few years after that. Did not hear about another disability training. And like there was like many more colleagues and people coming on and they didn't know about that either.
Oh.
So it was just like a one and done, shut her up type of thing. That's what it felt like.
This does not sound like a nice company. Give it a few years.
They're
not.
not.
Them.
They're not. Oh, should we out them? No,
watch me. I'm just staring.
I know. I can tell you behind the scenes, but
I'm ready to pop up. I'm ready to march.
Should we go there?
Down there? Yeah, I got my car. Let's go.
They're in London.
Road trip.
I mean, no, road trip. Let's go. So yeah, that was an experience. I really want to shout them out just to be like, don't go work there, but I can't. There's been some growth and some therapy, some crazy therapy, and we're over it.
Wow. Okay, so next question that I've had. So online, I do kind of wig work with Novo Cabello. Wig work. Well, I use their wigs.
Yeah.
Through Novo Cabello and Little Lady Locks. Little Lady Locks was gifted to me to make content with them and help young girls on how to apply their wigs.
I love their videos.
Yes, they're so cute.
Like they make me tear up every time.
And then Novo Cabello, it was again a presentation / like performance of how sturdy and how amazing their wigs are as well as a hair system. So this question I get a lot of like, or I get asked this, but someone said to me, do you ever get brands wanting to collab with you on wigs and hair products? And the question is all the time, not necessarily hair products. Even though I did do a shoot with Got to Be a year ago, and I was kind of like, how does this kind of fall into this? But it was a really cool concept that they had.
Yeah.
It was a kind of Got to Be bald and it was really cool. Because that was entertaining. But otherwise, I do get wig companies asking if like I want to sign a contract with them and promote their wigs and get wigs for free or anything like that. And I say no. Basically, I do get asked it a lot. I've got asked one recently through Zebedee, and I was like, it's just not me. No. I don't want to receive a free wig. Say I wear it when I don't.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
But otherwise, I do get a lot of wig companies coming to me asking me to like promote their wigs and and it's like I would to an extent if I actually wore the wigs. Yeah. So like that's why I say Novo Cabello and I say Little Lady Locks because I wear those wigs.
It's like you want it to be authentic. You don't want to just do it because.
Yeah. So another wig company that I would shout out is Demuse because I've been to a few of their pop-up shops, events. One specifically in Manchester a few years ago now, I think. Loved their wigs.
Love Danny G.
Oh, love her.
Danny G. Yeah.
Her brows as well are amazing.
Yeah.
But I use Zara Jackson's brows. So yeah,
as you've seen today,
yeah,
they're on. Like poking the eye armor.
Yeah, but Demuse brows. She's also got lashes now. I've not tried the lashes, but for a gal that doesn't have any lashes, something I want to do.
So, I wonder how that works with theirs.
Yeah, but those two are the brands that I use a lot.
Yeah,
Zara, Lena Cosmetics, Demuse Cosmetics, eyebrows, all that. Novo Cabello and Little Lady Locks.
Yeah, so to circle back to the question,
I do get asked a lot to promote wigs and hair products, but
it has to be genuine.
Yes, genuine. I think that's one thing. So many people are quick to advertise things they use, but I want to advertise things I actually use.
100%.
Like I'm not here just to make a quick penny, or get a free thing. Like, no, I'm here to be authentic. And I think that's what's missing online. Again, why we are here.
Hello.
So, yeah, but I think for this episode, that's all the questions we have time for.
Yes. Tune in for part 2 because there's many more DMs where these came from.
So tune in for part 2 next Wednesday.
Bye.